I think it's time we bring the Nova back. Last time we raced this thing, we were not nice to it. I ended up melting the head and the block trying to put 26 pounds of boost with no intercooler, and it wasn't exactly happy. After that, it sat around a while. We started working on the POMOD, but with an upcoming schedule of something every weekend for the next 6 weeks, I just want to get in a race car again. I got the motor pulled out, and we're gonna get started on tearing it apart, figuring out what the damage is, swapping the parts over. Even though that we melted the head and the block, there's still a bunch of usable parts that I'm trying to salvage out of here for our next motor. Woo-hoo-hoo. Bro, that piston is completely fine. I mean, the block is completely screwed. And the head probably ain't in much better shape. Yep. Yeah, buddy. So the block and the head are going to be completely useless from here on out. But surprisingly, the piston is going to be fine. So this is actually a good set of Gen 4 flat tops. We're not going to be able to do anything with this head and block, but we can grab the cam, we can grab the lifters, we can eventually grab the rods and pistons, oil pan. There's still a lot of good stuff that can come off of this motor, and hopefully we can try again. We're going to be a little bit smarter this time though. Fortunately, this side has no damage, which is good. Didn't expect there to be. The problem was we were trying to get a little too aggressive with the tune-up, and we knew we were playing a dangerous game anyway, so it ended up just biting us in the ass. We're going to solve that problem with the motor that we're putting in here, but first I got to get what I need off of this one, and the extra parts. The head studs are still going to be good, lifters are going to be good, push rods are going to be good, different covers, all that kind of stuff. We just got a little too after it with the boost on the tune-up we had, and that caused us to melt the side of the block. Judging purely based on the way that we have melted this block into oblivion, as you can see, the oil is quite milky. Definitely some water and oil mixture going on there. Fortunately, probably didn't destroy the bearings. When you look at the oil color, the oil itself looks good. Got most of the parts that I wanted to get off the other block. Looks like a lot of the parts are good. We had a new oil pump in there that I had forgotten about. That oil pump doesn't have many miles on it at all. Oil pan, we'll get in the parts washer, we'll get that going. I want to go ahead and just clean off the head surface of this block here, which is going to be our new engine. We've got a new 6.0, well, I say new, it's used, but the person who owned it before me had put some new bearings in it. They had it in a Tahoe. They had put some PRC heads on it, pretty large cam, and I think they ended up making over 400 horsepower, naturally aspirated. So we have got just enough turbos laying around here to properly motivate this thing. The question is, are we going to use my good parts? I've got good parts that I've been saving for the Texas speed motor, but because I know that we're not going to be able to even touch the POMOD for the next 6 weeks or more with the amount of travel and stuff we've got coming up, it's taken me a very long time to get good parts, so I'm kind of against letting them sit. I'd really like to use them. I think if nothing else, we're at least going to use the heads, but we've got the heads, we've got the dampener. We do have a custom cam that was spec'd for this car from Texas Speed. So we've got more Texas speed parts. You know, the head gaskets that we've been using on 5.3s, which you can and plenty of people have, are actually meant for this. The heads, which are actually meant for this bore size, the PRC heads, are for this, not for a 5.3. So this is going to be a more complete package of stuff that was actually meant for each other going together back in the Nova this time. We'll get the oil pan on. We'll probably get the cam in. I didn't realize that I didn't have the right head studs for this. I had ordered more head studs, but they were for Gen 4 style, not Gen 3. I want to get a set of ARP head studs for this, especially if we're going to be putting the good heads on it. So I'm going to get as much as I can together tonight. Hopefully those ARP studs will be here tomorrow so we can finish the rest of this thing off.
That's a movie how the rookie puts the
puts the heads on.
Heads on.
All right, so we have not been filming because for those of you guys that don't know, my Uncle Tom, say what's up to the world,
What's up?
came all the way from Poland to come hang out with us and come see us race. Well, the Camaro is way too far apart and not going to be ready to race. So we decided the best thing to do would be to throw the Nova together. Well, not only did we throw the Nova together, we put a 6.0 in it, PRC heads, Texas Speed custom cam. We're working on getting the air to water hooked up. I mean, we've kind of gone a little bit overboard, but now we've just leak checked it. Everything checks out, so it's time for first fire.
Yep.
All right. Hold on. Let me make sure we're in neutral. That would be super helpful. Alright, so we found something unplugged. Take two. We're going to try again, see what happens. We still haven't fixed the door yet. There we go. Get up in there. And actually, we can probably do the throttle while you're in there too. So ignition.
Ignition starter. Ignition on.
Yep, on. Where it says this water pump, that one. And then starter, hold it, and then let go of it when it starts. Little gas. We just went through and I had Uncle Tom sit in the car, fire it up, everything. We went through, adjusted the throttle. It looks like we had a couple issues plaguing us at once on the first startup, so we seem to have gotten most of that worked out, really all of that it seems like, and I'm pretty happy with it. Now he's working on making the lines to put our air to water intercooler together. We'll be able to test it on the trans brake, see if it builds boosts, all that kind of stuff. And we've got a few more things to wrap up before we can go ahead and get ready to head out to Union, South Carolina, State of the Union, 25,000 free entry. We're gonna be there this weekend. If all continues to keep going well, we'll be there with a car. If not, we'll be there with the booth and just filming and stuff. We didn't take a lot of time to make a video because we had so much work to do. This is our 6.0 with PRC heads with custom ground Texas speed cam specifically for the Nova. We've got our fluid damper on there. We've got our Trick Turbo air to water air cooler. We've got our set of brand new Snake Eater Pro Series injectors. There's a lot of parts on here that are new. We've got a brand new SHITBOX filter, a brand new Snake Eater filter. Still the 85mm Godfather turbo from stainless diesel. I did not have to remake the cold side. I wanted to. Honestly, what I wanted to do was switch this over to twin turbos just because every time the Nova comes out, like it comes out a little different. But anyway, we cut it. We've got my uncle who came all the way from Poland to come watch us race. Say what's up to the people.
What's up to the people?
What do you think so far?
It's great. It's great. The car is great. The motors works great, and we're gonna beat the shit up. The 25,000 is ours.
He said the 25. Oh man. Oh, I get myself into it. He's been over here the last couple days, and we've just been working like 12-hour days, just non-stop. Even today is going to be another one, but I'm looking forward to it. Old Fool's Gold is back. Unfortunately, like I said, we can't continue on with the POMOD at this moment just because of our upcoming event and work schedule. But we've also got my uncle in town, and I know he wanted to see me race, and maybe one day we'll put him in this thing, but first we got to get it lined out. We got to get back to work on this thing. I don't know that we're going to have enough time to make a test hit before we leave. We may be going into this blind, so let's speed up on some work, see how far we can get, and go from there. The time has come. Time to save its spools. The Nova has never spooled like that. Never has this car spooled like that. That's a big happy motor. This thing's gonna be sick. Wow. What do you think?
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't know too much about it, but
But it was cool.
I feel the power.
Derek sent us a new file. He said, hey, that sounds really great. I think we can make it a little bit better on the spool up. So we went around, wrapped a bunch of different things up, got a bunch of stuff finished so it's a little more together and ready for a test pass. And now we're going to try seeing what this new file does. I think that worked pretty damn good. It builds wastegate really fast, and then it has a split second of, hey, we dropped the timing out, and then it's through the roof. I think we'll be good. I'm gonna take a look at the log, but I think we're ready to go ahead and take this thing out and make a rip with it. See what it does. What do you think, Meatball? Good? Okay.
What's up?
Bro, wait till you hear this thing. Like, just wait.
From the video that you sent me, it sounded
almost like a car.
almost like a car.
It has never ever sounded like this before. It took Derek 2 shots, I think. The first shot, he knocked some timing out and he was like, oh dude, we can knock so much more. And then we did the thing now where there's an offset table, so it allows the RPM to go up to 4,800 while I'm on the trans brake and then dive back down once it hits boost.
Oh, so y'all got that worked out now. Okay.
The problem is it makes boost so fast that I have to, it scares the shit out of me, and I have to hold the button. We're gonna see when we get out on the street. If I hold it a little longer, it didn't get all the way back down to 42 where I wanted it. It got back to like 43, but that may be some adjustment in the table I need to make, or it just might be, you know, it makes the boost in 3 seconds. Hold on for 4. It'll, you know, but it's weird because it bounces back and forth. So I might have to do a little bit of adjustment, fine-tuning adjustment to get it where I want it. But let's go make a rip. And if that works, oh, we got to zip tie this. So let's get a zip tie, do that, make a rip, head to South Carolina. He says we're winning 25 grand, so.
For sure.
For sure. Well, I don't think we're going to get any draggy information. I forgot about charging it up. But game plan here, a little bit lower boost, moderate boost, a little bit of launch retard in it. we have the loose converter, but we do make more power. We're not really looking to light the world on fire. We're racing back half this weekend. We're just trying to make it to the shift, make sure it shifts, make sure everything sounds happy. So, you know, a 330 hit, if it feels good, I might ride it out. You know I'll do that. You know if that didn't feel good, I ain't lifting. Let's try to get this done before it's pitch black out here. I want to at least make the first one before I can't see anything. So, fire it up. Let's go make one. Oh, yep, we gotta close that. Battery's on. I think that thing makes a lot more power than the 5.3 did. This thing is probably a happier motor than we've ever had. I think there's still like some off throttle fueling and stuff that's kind of jamming us up a little bit. I think we need to turn this sucker way down because it is capable of a lot more than what that 5.3 was. Had me a little panicked out of the burnout, but I think that's some of that off throttle fuel stuff because we do have to sprinkle in some fuel here and there, and I need to make some fixes and adjustments to that. But it's also a larger motor than we ever had, a better flowing head than we ever had, everything else. So we've turned it down, launch RPM, launch boost, more timing retard, less boost all the way throughout. We're trying to make it go down the street, make it to the shift. As long as I fire this thing up, it goes down there and makes another one. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this damn thing. I fixed the ground cable too on the battery.
Sweet.
And now that all sounds happier. Even before we got to second gear, it was a little too much wheel speed. Yeah, it's just, this thing is working right. Like, it's making more power and torque. And, yeah.
It was awesome, man.
This thing's a fucking monster.
Awesome. It goes so beautiful now.
And that was no boost.
I know.
That was like, yes. There you guys have it. Did not stay in it the entire time. It was close enough to the shift that I probably could have drove through it and the shift would have caught it and caught the wheel speed. But I felt the wheel speed. This thing is putting down significantly more power at significantly less boost than it ever has. So we're just kind of playing it safe. There's no need to get buck wild and do hero stuff out here. We're just testing. I feel pretty good. I really have to beat it over the head in the 6.0 to make it do what the 5.3 did. So knowing that we're going to go to South Carolina, I need to start watching videos right now, look at that surface, see if there are any videos, and kind of come up with a game plan with what we're going to do. We have a little bit of oil leaks, you know, like that front timing cover around the crank. It's like my job. I just replace those things like underwear, it seems like. So I'm not sure if it's a crankcase pressure issue that's blowing them out, or, you know, maybe we could try oversizing the vent system. But I mean, this thing is bad. I mean, I don't know. This is not at all what I expected. I legit was like, oh, it's gonna make like 20-30 more horsepower. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Boy, was I wrong. Because I can tell you that last pass, at the very end of the pass, we made 16 pounds of boost. We left on 8 and slowly ramped it in to 16 at like 5 seconds in. And the 5.3 here on this road, like, we would leave 10, 12, 14. With timing taken out, we would have ended up at, you know, 20 pounds before the shift, 1.5 seconds in, 1.6 seconds in, whatever it was. It's definitely a different animal. It's something about the multiplication of the extra torque and the extra cubic inch, making the turbo do extra things. I don't know, but it's fucking awesome. Let's go to South Carolina and see what we can do. It's gonna be hard because if it's a crappy back half surface, you know, I may not be able to turn it down enough. Honestly, I think my game plan, I'm gonna look at it, let it run on wastegate and put boost on the button, is I think kind of what I'm feeling like, just because we gotta learn this whole thing over again. But manifold air temps, impeccable. That pass there, we ended at 100, what did I say, 115? You know, granted we didn't make a full pass and everything else, and not super high boost, but yeah, so manifold air temps in check. So let's go take it home, maintenance what we can, get what we need to get done, hit the road in South Carolina. I will see you guys, State of the Union, Union Dragway, South Carolina this weekend, Friday, Saturday. It's 25,000 free entry. They're paying out the top 8 spots. They had 250 cars pre-registered, so it's anyone's game. You know, you can catch some good, half of this shit is luck, so you can catch some good draws, maybe for a couple rounds, whatever. Either way, we're just going to have fun. Uncle Tom. Hold on, we gotta close out with Uncle Tom. Alright.
What's up, guys?
Have you ever been on the street
No,
like this?
that's the first time in my life.
What do you think?
It's awesome.
Worth the flight?
It's worth to fly. It's awesome, and that's a beast. That's a beast.
And you built it.
A little.
What happens when you tell him about like full-blown street races though?
Oh, yeah. We gotta see if we can squeeze one of those in the schedule. So, you'll see. But, yeah, man. Let's go to Carolina and kick ass.
Yep.
Let's go.
Let's go.